Hey everybody, it's Steve Morrison from the President Steve Show. It is the Comic Book Gurus. We're doing another mini episode because we've decided we want to populate our YouTube page with tons of content for you to check out and be a little bit more responsive to things that are going on in the pop culture genre realm. So let's get the gurus on right now and say hi to everybody. Let's see where those guys are. There they are. We got Craig. Hey, Craig, Rob, and Steph. Tell Steph she looks good with her new hair. She'll be very happy. So it's different colors. Well, I gave Rob compliments last episode. So and Craig, whatever you do next, I'll compliment. So, but anyway, it's great to have you guys here today. A lot of stuff going on. You guys really wanted to talk about Black Adam, and also some big news in the DC realm. So let's get started with Black Adam. Craig, take it away. What did you think? And we'll get everyone's reviews and takes on what this movie has achieved or not achieved.
Well, Steve, this was DC's latest foray into the superhero realm. And Rob saw it before me, and I was going on his recommendation. And I wholeheartedly agree with everything that he said. To me, Steve, this is the best DC superhero film since the first Wonder Woman.
Really?
And yes, since and they've been trying, and with limited success. I was a big fan of Shazam, um, but for all intents and purposes, it was a kids movie. But this Black Adam is more for the DC superhero fan, the Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Justice League type of fan. And this movie fits right in with all of those films I just mentioned. Amazing effects, great story, great locales. One thing DC has over Marvel, they have amazing locales. Metropolis, Themyscira, where Wonder Woman is from, Apocalypse that we saw in Justice League, and where the Black Adam character is from, Condor. Amazing. And we get to see the Justice Society, Hawkman for the first time ever, Atom Smasher, who's like the giant man of DC, and Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. Can't ask for a better cast, couldn't ask for a better superhero movie. The one thing I'll point out, I saw this, Rob saw it in a special advanced preview. I saw it 2 days later in a packed film, and after the movie was over, somebody stood up and said, "Now that's how you make a movie, DC." And
Really? Rob, that was your experience as well?
Yeah, now I didn't say the thing about Wonder Woman, but
Okay.
I will say that the thing I like the most about this movie is they did not try to cram everything and their grandmother into this movie, which DC has a tendency, we need to fast forward everything. So let's just throw 100 pounds of shit into the movie, and it's not needed. This had a lot of breathing room.
Well, you bring up something that I've said, and it was kind of, it's now sort of the accepted fact, is that they spend so much time. And mind you, again, I am the biggest Batman fan you're going to find, but they spent a lot of time in the Batman realm, and that was what they stuck with. And so while Marvel was sort of empire building on their side incrementally, they did reach a point where it seemed like, holy crap, we gotta cover for lost time and territory. So I agree 100%. But you guys feel that the introduction of all these new characters in Black Adam was handled correctly and with enough attention to the characters?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like I said, there was a lot of breathing room for character development, and nothing felt cluttered.
They introduced the Justice Society like seamlessly to the point where we thought, oh, well, these guys have been a group for a while, but we're meeting them for the first time. But makes you eager to see a Justice Society film because they have these characters, Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone, and they're a great team their banter, their rapport in the movie was warrants a film of their own. And
let me ask you, Steph, because here we have up the Rotten Tomatoes page for Black Adam. You have the critics score 40%, yet the audience scored 90%. That's a big difference. Who do you think's right on these two perceptions?
I mean, for those of you that don't know, I don't have a background in comic books like the rest of you. So, I always come come into these movies just kind of with like fresh eyes because I really don't know any of the backstory. So I think somewhere in the middle, but definitely closer to the audience rating. I liked it. I mean, I do think it was definitely one of the better ones since Wonder Woman. I loved Wonder Woman too, and the others were all kind of forgettable, but this one was a lot better, and I liked it a lot more. I felt at the very beginning the effects seemed a little bit wonky, but then they quickly cleared up. So it was only like at the very beginning I felt like things were a little off, but then the rest there I didn't find like any issue at all. um thought the story also was a little bit choppy. Like for me, I just felt like I was getting pulled in some directions, like with all of the flashbacks to a particular incident that they were talking about, but then it kept changing depending on someone's point of view. But that's just me. I think that's a me
Well,
thing,
no,
not
I
as
think
not an issue.
I'm glad you represent that voice because again, that's what we wanted. We wanted so you're now becoming enamored of a lot of this pop culture stuff. Obviously,
Yeah.
Rob and Craig are very, you know, deep into it. You mentioned something that I think resonates with me a little bit. Um, and some of the critics in the Rotten Tomatoes page we just had up were saying not just of this, but the default, like Thor: Love and Thunder. You know, so much. Well, what do they call the huge special effects wall that they use now? That is, you know, where they can be anywhere. They used it a lot in The Mandalorian and other of the Marvel shows and Star Wars shows. I think I'm getting a little over CG. Do you agree with that?
Little bit, yeah. I mean, I think it'd be nice to bring some more practical effects in, and it wasn't necessarily location effects because I think they were, you know, on location for that kind of stuff. Like I said, I think it was even during a fight scene that I noticed it. But but it was only the first 5 or 10 minutes of the movie, and then the rest of it was fine. So it wasn't even a big issue for me. It was just a little thing that I noticed at the very beginning, and I like Black Adam just as a different kind of anti-hero superhero that you want to call him because he doesn't care. You know, they're trying to kind of make him come around and have some more humanity, like you don't need to kill everybody. I kind of liked his attitude of they're an enemy, they need to go, let's just shoot them,
Right.
because if you don't, they're going to go around and kill thousands of more people. So I kind of like that about him too, that it wasn't just kind of like more of a Captain America type who just is 100% pure and good. So that was
That
nice.
was my question about that, guys, because I have not seen the movie yet, but I am familiar basically with Black Adam as the comic book character. He is initially that sort of anti-hero, you know, who he's complex. Did Dwayne Johnson pull that off? You know, does the movie position him, you know, to be more of a quasi nemesis or more of a hero?
I
I
feel
kind
like
of think
which would be fun.
What's that?
I think well, I think if you compare, it's almost like a Punisher type thing. He's a good
Mm,
guy, but he's a bad guy. Very, you know.
mhm.
Oh no, you know. So I think it was okay. I think the part he played was good. And I wanted to make one point when Craig was bringing up how seamlessly the Justice Society came in.
Right.
I do think that lends to the fact that um, Marvel started skipping origins because we've seen the origins over and over and over again, and it kind of forces you backwards. So we really didn't see an origin of the Justice Society. We knew they were an existing entity that actually probably they're not doing much anymore, and they kind of reunited. But I liked that. They,
Mm.
like I said, it was a lot of breathing room for that kind of thing. So, um,
Yeah,
and Craig's
100%
best.
agree. Yeah, 100%
Go ahead.
agree with you on that with the Justice Society because I didn't even know that that was a thing because I'm not a comic book person. But yeah, I felt the exact same way. Like, oh, okay, I didn't need a backstory for them. You could tell they were already a group, and they didn't need a whole lot of that to get that across.
To answer your original question, Steve, yeah, I think Dwayne Johnson pulls off being a villain, an anti-hero in this. It's perfect for him because he kills the people that had enslaved his people for so long, and now he's running the town that he grew up in, his ancestors, and now he's going to keep the peace there. But it comes with a caveat. Okay, if you want to do all that, you do it here. You do it in Kandahar. You do it in your hometown. If you set one foot in the Western world, in America, United States, or anything else, that's where we're going to come for you. So you can do all that vigilante, that anti-hero stuff on your terms, but the minute you step foot over on here, then we're going to have a problem, which is kind of how the comics were. He's the opposite of Shazam. Where Shazam is for good, Black Adam does the opposite.
So let me jump in here quickly because I agree 1,000%. I'm not. I enjoyed Shazam. I'm not a massive fan. I enjoyed it. It was cute. I had issues with some of the pacing in it, and also the cast was great. And I loved that whole aspect of it and the whimsy. I didn't like the fact that we just got to see him, and then everyone had the power by at the end. But you had your end of the movie sort of walk on by Superman. We assumed either Henry Cavill in his costume or somebody who looked a hell of a lot like him. I didn't quite get to see a headshot. So it's probably one of the worst kept secrets. And this is a spoiler alert. If you don't know, I know about it, and I didn't even see the movie, that Superman, Henry Cavill. Cavill or Cavill, by the way?
Cavill.
Cavill, that's okay. I was corrected, and I thought I was right, and God damn it, I was. But anyway, so Amanda Waller appears at the end, as you said, gives that warning that you were talking about, Craig, and says we have, basically people or aliens, if you will, that can keep you in check. And that was Superman showing up. Now, the word was, and maybe Rob, you can fill us in on this, that during initial test screenings of Black Adam, and they were not going quite the way they wanted them to. And so Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, really wanted to maneuver to make some impact with this and perhaps keep the legacy going, fuel it a little bit further in fans' minds. And so he was kind of instrumental in the call to get Henry Cavill reintroduced and revitalized, I guess, as Superman. And that's what led to that appearance at the end of the movie. Is that pretty much what happened, or have you heard anything else?
I haven't heard anything else. But it actually gives a lot of hope, because even though there's talk of him joining the Marvel universe, and there's talk about him being replaced in Witcher, seeing him as Superman, I mean, they could do another movie and just have Superman and him, go at it. That would be great. I mean, but they didn't really force feed it. Again, that's the thing I liked about this. This movie was not being shoved down our throat. And right. Craig's got his magic finger up. So what's up?
I was going to say that what you said was correct, Steve. It was Dwayne Johnson that got Henry Cavill back in the suit, but not for lack of trying, because Henry Cavill has gone on record saying he loves playing Superman. He wanted to do what Hugh Jackman did for Wolverine. He said, if I could play this character for 20 years and still do other stuff, then put me in. The trouble is there wasn't anything for him to do. That wasn't Henry Cavill in Shazam. He showed up and they said that there's no part for you, and there's not even been a Superman script written for you. So he walked out. So he was supposed to be in Shazam. So that was just a person filling out the suit as him. But it was Dwayne Johnson that got Henry Cavill back in. And when you know it, now there's a Man of Steel 2 being written. Now all of a sudden there's all these projects for Henry Cavill being written 9 years after the fact. That if this is Black Adam supposed to be DC's phase 1, because Dwayne Johnson's gone on saying that Suicide Squad and Peacemaker and Superman and Justice League all exist in the same world. So we're going forward now. Again, 9 years too late, but if this keeps Henry Cavill in the Superman costume, I'm all for it.
Speaking of Henry Cavill as Superman, a lot of fans believe we got rooked out of that other Superman movie, so this is great news. He is my Superman. Nothing against Christopher Reeve, but Henry Cavill clearly is everything I want. By far the most jacked of the super. Not that absolutely has to be the case, but you want someone who looks like the mofo of mofos. And he also has a heart. He resonates with me as a kind-hearted, sincere person. He pulls that off very well. There are a number of times in the opus, the masterpiece, I shall call it, Zack Snyder's Justice League, where he gets quiet moments where, like, it takes a capability to cut through that maelstrom and still resonate and tug at the heart a little bit, and he pulls it off really well. And what's great is that he's a nerd. He loves all this stuff. He's a video gamer. He loves, the same way Ben Affleck loves Batman. Cavill's a Superman freak, and that's really cool. Steph, what's your take on this return?
I would love for him to come back as Superman. I did. My friend actually today sent me an article because she's a big The Witcher fan, and I think he was replaced with Liam Hemsworth. So
Is that
I don't
right?
know. That's
Yeah.
what this article said. I don't know if it's all confirmed and all that kind of stuff, but that's what she sent me today. But I really loved him as Superman, so I'm excited for him to
Are
be
you
back.
guys hearing that? Rob, did you hear that?
Yeah, I said it a little earlier that he was replaced in The Witcher.
Okay, but I didn't know his repeat. Did you hear Liam Hemsworth?
Yes.
I kind of scanned through it. But yeah, I think that's who it's supposed to be. And I
Rob,
don't
you heard that?
actually. Yeah, I
Craig,
don't know.
Yes, I heard that yesterday. It's been confirmed. Henry Cavill is being replaced by Liam Hemsworth in The Witcher. Yes.
It's kind of weird because Cavill that's his favorite video game. It's kind of odd that they would swap him out. He actually builds his own PCs to be a gamer, which is pretty wild.
I wonder if it's him that's doing it or them. We
It's
don't know.
possible. I don't know. Liam Hemsworth is not on a level of a Henry Cavill right now. So I think it's probably more the decision of Henry Cavill to do it and to embrace this, what is appearing to be the next generation of DC. And that is a nice transition to what we want to talk about now, which is some really great news, I thought, this week, which is this. James Gunn and Peter Safran are the new muckety mucks over at DC, at least in the way that the movie division is moving along. What do you guys think? We'll take it this time from the bottom. Steph, what do you think?
I think I'm kind of in the majority here that's super excited about this. My only worry is that I don't want it to become, like Guardians, but with DC characters. Do you know what I mean? Like I hope they're able to make their own greatness for DC. I don't want it to seem like a Marvel movie, but with DC characters.
Right.
So hopefully they don't do that. But I mean, James Gunn has been so great for Marvel, and I hope he can bring his magic to DC. So I'm super excited for it.
You know what? I love James Gunn, and I think he's super talented. He wrote the script for Dawn of the Dead, and he's written a number of other his horror, with Zack Snyder directing. He's got the chops, he's got the ability, and I am a massive fan of Peacemaker, as I know you guys are as well. So he's got. I think he became enamored of the DC realm, and I don't know where his sensibilities are, but apparently, as he's pointed out, he contacted Kevin Feige right off the bat.
Gunn has an advantage because he's seen Feige work. He knows what Feige does. So he could do his own thing, but he can use the abilities he's learned from the Marvel universe to apply toward this.
Craig, I'm not familiar with Peter Safran, and I don't know why, but do you have any idea what his contribution to all this is going to be?
Yeah, he's been the executive producer on a lot of DC projects and a lot of James Gunn projects. And I will say, I don't disagree with you, Steph, but if James Gunn being part of the head of Disney Films means that more DC films look like Marvel, more power to him, because Marvel's winning for a reason. Yeah. And one of the reasons why I like Black Adam so much, because it felt like a Marvel film. Peter Safran and James Gunn, they go back a while. I do want to say one thing about what kind of been looked past. Peter, want to call him Peter Gunn. James Gunn and Pete Safran are taking over for a guy. The last Kevin Feige they thought DC had was Walter Hamada, and he only lasted a month. month and a
Right.
half. So I don't. Does this mean that that being the head of DC is a two-person job, or if either Pete Safran or James Gunn takes a hike, they have a backup? Either
Well, let me
way,
ask
but
you all here because in this article, it is in the direct, they talk about who are the most important heroes in this realm. The new Kevin Feige and, I mean, the new James Gunn and Peter Safran DC. So, Superman, see if you've
yeah,
heard these names Batman, Wonder
nope,
Woman, Aquaman, and who
yeah,
else we got? We got Harley Quinn.
yeah.
So, those are the ones that they right out of the gate are focusing in on. So that I think they're at least they refer to the Holy Trinity there with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. It's clear that they are
Mhm.
they're going to focus on foundational superheroes kind of out of the gate. I think what they're looking at is here, obviously these are the ones that have performed for them the best. So let's do a recap here. Again, I'm going to ask for your final takes on Black Adam. Give me. We never do this, but I'm going to make you do it. Out of 4 stars, let's go around the block here. Craig, what do you think?
4 stars.
4 stars. Wow. Okay, Rob, what do you think? Black Adam.
Oh, if you go to the comic book store, try and find the special edition Black Adam book.
Oh, okay.
If you can't get to see it in the theater, you can read it.
All right.
Oh,
Now give me your
nice
review.
little plug. I would give it a solid 3, maybe 3.5.
All right, Steph.
I was going to go 3.
3. Okay.
Can I say one more thing about that,
Yes. Go ahead, Craig.
Steve? About Pete Gunn, about James Gunn and Pete Safran running DC. I'm not going to call him Peter Gunn anymore, but if James
Okay.
Gunn and Peter Safran, I'm sitting right here, right now on Comic Book Gurus in front of you, my closest friend, and God and everyone. This is, with James Gunn in charge, this is the best hope. If they can get Batgirl back from the dead, I'm forever a DC fan. I will forgo Marvel. Okay, if you can get
Really?
that done, I'm saying it right now. That was my biggest glimmer of hope, Steve. If James Gunn and Pete Safran in charge, if they can rescue Batgirl from the dead, if they're doing a whole recap of all their heroes, the heroes that you want to focus on, they can get Batgirl out. I'm all DC, and I'll never look at Marvel again.
All right, guys. Well, that's all pretty cool. Very exciting to see how this all plays out. And we will start, as I said before, we're going to start putting up shorter episodes addressing specific things. And again, let us know what you think. These are the Instagram ways to hit us up, and we'll be including additional information. And we really appreciate the support. So if there's anything you want us to cover, anything you think we could do a little bit better, I know I could do a whole shitload better, but I'm trying, and we'll get it to the point where it's something you can really use, and hopefully you're enjoying it now, but enjoy it that much more. So God bless you all. God bless America, and God bless Black Adam. Have a good one. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.